This is an article called 15 Powerful Things Happy People Do Differently. I found the article on a website called purposefairy.com, and it was so inspiring that I wanted to read it aloud for those of you that don't have the time to read an article. What is the difference between happy people and unhappy people? Of course, it may be very obvious. Happy people are happy, while unhappy people are unhappy, right? Well, that is correct, but we want to know what are the things that these people do differently, and that's why I put together a list of things that happy people do differently than unhappy people. 1. Love versus fear. Well, I can tell you for sure that those people who are really happy fear less and love a lot more. They see each moment, each challenge, each person as an opportunity to discover more about themselves and the world around them. 2. Acceptance versus resistance. Happy people understand that you can't really change a situation by resisting it, but you can definitely change it by accepting that it's there and by understanding that there might be a reason for its existence. When something unpleasant happens to them, they don't try to fight it, knowing that this will make the situation even worse, but rather they ask themselves questions like, "What can I learn from this?" or "How can I make this better?" And they go from there, focusing on the positive rather than on the negative. They always seem to see the glass half full no matter what happens to them. 3. Forgiveness versus unforgiveness. Really happy people know that it's not healthy to hold on to anger. They choose to forgive and forget, understanding that forgiveness is a gift they give to themselves first and foremost. Holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. Buddha. 4. Trust versus doubt. They trust themselves and they trust the people around them, no matter if they talk to the cleaning lady or the CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company. Somehow they always seem to make the person they're interacting with feel like there's something unique and special about them. They understand that beliefs become self-fulfilling prophecies, and because of that they make sure to treat everybody with love, dignity, and respect, making no distinction between age, sex, social status, color, religion, or race. These are the great men that Mark Twain was talking about. Keep away from people who try to belittle your ambitions. Small people always do that, but the really great make you feel that you too can become great. Mark Twain. 5. Meaning versus ambition. They do the things they do because of the meaning that it brings into their lives, and because they get a sense of purpose by doing so. They understand that doing what you love is the cornerstone of having abundance in your life, like Wayne Dyer puts it, and they care more about living a life full of meaning rather than what in our modern society we would call living a successful life. The irony here is that most of the time they get both, success and meaning, just because they choose to focus on doing the things they love the most, and they always pursue their heart's desires. They are not motivated by money. They want to make a difference in the lives of those around them and in the world. 6. Praising versus criticizing. Happy people would probably agree with Carl Jung's theory on resistance. What you resist not only persists, but will grow in size. They don't criticize the absence of the behavior they want to reinforce, but rather every time the behavior is present, even if it's not that often, they know that by praising the person and the behavior, they will actually reinforce the positive behavior. When a parent wants to make sure that his 7-year-old boy will learn to always put the toys back in the box after he's done playing with them, he will make sure not to focus on the many times the child won't do it, criticizing him and his behavior, but rather every time the little boy does put the toys back, the parent will praise him and his behavior, and that is exactly how he will reinforce the positive behavior, and in the end, getting the wanted results. 7. Challenges versus problems. Happy people will see problems as challenges, as opportunities to explore new ways of doing things, expressing their gratitude for them, understanding that underneath them all lies many opportunities that will allow them to expand and to grow. 8. Selflessness versus selfishness. They do what they do not for themselves but for the good of others, making sure that they bring meaning, empowerment, and happiness into the lives of many. They look for ways to give and to share the best of themselves with the world and to make other people happy. Before giving, the mind of the giver is happy. While giving, the mind of the giver is made peaceful, and having given, the mind of the giver is uplifted. Buddha. 9. Abundance versus lack, poverty. They have an abundant mindset, living a balanced life, achieving abundance in all areas of life. 10. Dreaming big versus being realistic. These people don't really care about being realistic. They love and dare to dream big. They always listen to their heart and intuition, and the greatness of their accomplishment scares many of us. Dream no small dreams, for they have no power to move the hearts of men. 11. Kindness versus cruelty. They are kind to themselves and others, and they understand the power of self-love, self-forgiveness, and self-acceptance. 12. Gratitude versus ingratitude. No matter where they look, no matter where they are or with who, they have this capacity of seeing beauty where most of us would only see ugliness, opportunities where most of us would only see struggles, abundance where most of us would only see lack, and they express their gratitude for them all. 13. Presence, engagement versus disengagement. They know how to live in the present moment, appreciating what they have and where they are, while still having big dreams about the future. When you are present, you can allow the mind to be as it is without getting entangled in it. The mind in itself is a wonderful tool. Dysfunction sets in when you seek yourself in it and mistake it for who you are. Eckhart Tolle. 14. Positivity versus negativity. No matter what happens to them, they always seem to keep a positive perspective on everything, and by doing so, they tend to irritate a lot of negative and realistic people. 15. Taking responsibility versus blaming. They take full ownership over their lives, and they rarely use excuses. Happy people understand that the moment you choose to blame some outside forces for whatever it is that happens to you, you are in fact giving all your power away, and they choose to keep the power for themselves and taking responsibility for everything that happens to them. I hope this article was helpful to you. It was really helpful to me in my life. It made me realize the ways that I am really happy, and times when I'm not, I can turn to this sheet and get some inspiration. So, have a great day. Bye.